Okay, we got some sap running now, and I'm gonna empty my buckets out and show you guys what I'm getting. Today we got up to about 40 degrees and it's fairly sunny, so that helps a lot. I already collected this morning from this tree, but most of what I collected was from last night or yesterday evening. I have to tend these pretty close because they're only 1 gallon buckets here, so they'll overfill if we get a good day. It's not too bad. This one's 96 fluid ounces, and we got a little more than that, probably about 100 ounces from this tree in about 6 hours today. Okay, this is my take from the 5 trees. It's about 5.5 gallons. So that's pretty good. It got to about 40 degrees today. And the sun was out pretty much all day. It's cloudy right now, partly cloudy. I think the sun being out makes a lot of difference. So anyway, that's not too bad of a day. I pulled this morning and that was pretty much from yesterday already. So I think all told I probably got over 8 gallons today. So we'll go home, boil it up. Okay, I collected some sap. Now what I like to do is pre-funnel before I start boiling it off. This is just a little funnel shaped flannel filter that I got from the local hardware store for maple syrup. And I've got an old strainer set up here that I kind of threw together. And I just set it on this and then put a catch bucket underneath, and then I just dump everything through there and pre-filter it. That catches all the little junk, whatever got in it. Even though I keep it pretty clean with the lid on everything, there's still some stuff that gets in there. It's quick and easy. Here's my setup for boiling. I just got a LP gas stove and I got a 20-pound cylinder hooked to it. And away we go. Okay, I boiled the sap down quite a ways, and now I want to filter it one more time before it actually turns into what you would consider syrup. It's getting very close right now. So again, I have my filter set up. I already ran it through once. Then I washed that container out, and now I'm going to run it back through again. And this is just a felt filter, so it's not a real high quality filter. So there's going to be a little sediment in the bottom when I'm done, which is fine. No big deal to me. They have better filters on the market, but I'm really not that concerned about it. once I get to this point in the process, then I'll bring it into the house and I'll actually finish up on my stove inside the house. One of the biggest things, biggest tricks, or the biggest things I tried to understand when I first started doing this was, how do I know when I'm close? How do I know when I'm boiling it down and I'm getting close? And that's really tough to tell you. It's going to keep getting darker and darker in color. When you start out, it's fairly clear. And it'll get a little bit thicker, but not a lot. The general rule is boiling is at 212 degrees. I use a thermometer. When it goes 7 degrees above boiling, then it's done. So when my thermometer tells me that it's 219, it's done. And I'll show you that when I finish this off. You'll see another thing too that happens is it'll start bubbling tiny little bubbles, and it'll start bubbling up really hard and fast and heavy. Then you know you're really close. But when you're at this part of the process, you got to babysit it. At least I do. I'm not that good at knowing exactly when it's going to go. I watch the thermometer real close. I keep a really close eye on it at this point. Alright, I want to show you what the filter looks like after I filter it. I ran the sap through twice, just to give you an idea what actually gets pulled out of there. It's all like the sugars is what they call it. I hope I'm getting that on film. Looks pretty gunky. And no matter how good you filter it, you always get a little of this on the bottom of your jars. It's not a big deal. It's very edible, not a big deal or whatever, but it's nice if you can get it out. When you see the big boiling bubbles, that tells you it's not ready to go yet. When that sap gets ready, it'll be really fine little bubbles, and it'll start rising up. You know, just kind of watch so it doesn't boil over even, especially if you're throwing a lot of heat into it. So for now, I can tell that it's not ready to go yet. And I have this little thermometer. It's going to be upside down when I'm using it, but it's a little probe thermometer. And we'll see what it reads right now. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Right now it's reading 213.5, 214, so it's getting closer. The rule is 7 degrees above boiling, and the boiling temperature that I go by is 212. And right now we're reading 213, 213.5. So it's getting there. It's got a ways to go yet. So we'll just keep monitoring it, and when it gets to 219, we'll know we're done. And I will show you how that bubbles up when it gets to that point. Just to give you an idea, the color difference, I'm going to use a white bowl here. You can see that's just about ready to go. And this is sap that has not been boiled at all. Just like from the tree. I hope I'm picking that up. But the sap from the tree is almost just like water. It looks just like water. And when it gets boiled down, it gets that nice caramel look. Okay, I combined a couple of batches together here now, that they boiled down a little ways. And let's do another temperature check. Right now we're at 212.5. So we got a ways to go yet. 213. Okay, let's do another check. $214, $214.5, $215.5, $216. Looking for $219. We're getting closer. Another temperature check. 216.5. I'd like to note too that the bubbles are getting a little bit smaller now and getting a little bit more. 216, 216.5, we're getting close. 219 is our target. And over here I'm boiling jars now, getting them ready to go. Do another check. $216.5, 217. We're getting a few more bubbles now. 217.5, 217. We're getting close. We're getting a lot more bubbles now. And we're getting tiny little bubbles. We're at 218. About 1 degree away. Okay, we're getting a lot more of them little bubbles in there, because I know it's getting pretty close. It's starting to actually foam up a little bit now. $218.5. $219, $218.5. We're right about there right now. $219. That's our number. That's where we want to be. So this syrup should be ready to go. I'm just going to let it go for a little bit yet. Okay, now our syrup is ready to go. Now I got jars that I boiled, and I'm going to just start filling them. It's been a good season so far. I've got well over a gallon of syrup made already, and I've only been doing it for a few days, so things are going really good. I'm tapping 7 trees, and it looks like the weather's going to cooperate, so I think I should be able to finish up in a couple more days. As you can see, it doesn't take anything fancy equipment or anything technical. Some place to boil, a thermometer, some jars, some way to collect your sap. Nothing fancy, but you could do it yourself. So if you have some trees and you want to try it sometime, give it a try. As usual, my lazy dog is helping out making maple syrup. She's more management type. Coco, how come you're not helping with the syrup? Huh? Coco, are you going to help me with the syrup? Huh? Coco, are you going to help me make syrup? Huh? There's dishes to be done. We got to clean up. Sure know where to find me when the pancakes are made. That's all the stuff that got filtered out.
Yeah.
Now you're on camera.
Okay.
Alright, let's do a take 2.
Alright. Nice outfit.
What's that?
It's a nice outfit.